to another session of the Paintology drawing app. And today we're going to make another drawing. I won't go through the smaller details of the introduction that I go through. I hope the majority of you are already familiar. If you do want to see a bit more of the intro that I show every time I start the drawing, you're welcome to check out some previous videos. So we're going to go straight ahead and do the drawing. As I'm trying to test out something in particular, so I hope you can, I hope, it's quite successful. And some of the drawings that I did recently have been quite interesting. And and I want to take this further as well in this drawing of the lake drawing that we're going to do. This one is quite interesting in the sense that this is my Samsung phone, Note 10. I kept the drawing canvas just like a physical mere canvas and then just drew with it. And the same thing for, let me go and show you something. So let's have a look. I'm going to go. So this is the actual 5th of October, 12:30 GMT. So this one, this is the session that we're doing, and I'm going to load the reference image here. This is the drawing that we're going to do. So I download this. Okay, I'm going to download the other one, the next one that following that, which is one down for where, well, 1400. Since, yeah, this one is a bit more difficult. So I'm going to do that as well. Each time, as you know, Paintology is a very interesting drawing app in that it teaches you art techniques. It's not so much the tools. If you start thinking about the tools of the drawing app and to putting too much emphasis on the drawing app, it's not really teaching you the basic or the foundational skills required to show you art techniques. It's the skills and traditional materials which have led to a great artist of the past and of the future as well, because that's what it takes to actually make good drawings. And you can make perfectly good drawings on the phone, so don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. So let's go ahead and open that. Since you can download any image, so draw, trace image, and then this particular, oops, not that one, that was the second one. So trace image, and then we're going to pick this and draw this. This is the drawing we're going to make. So, so notice I have it in trace mode. What this means is that we're going to have a reference image, which is in the top half, and transfer some of the primary colors to here. So if you've gone to any art class, you will know this is effectively an art class. It's going to teach you some of the fundamental and core skills of art, as well as, of course, digital drawing. But there is way too much emphasis on digital apps, on the tools, and I'm going to show you techniques that people don't often think about, and that's because they're not really the innovators of digital technology, whereas I have developed the digital app Paintology as well as drawn through it. So the entire app evolved around my drawing techniques. So this is one of the Paintologies around. So first, let's pick a brush. So we're going to go for line and set this density setting. Yeah, there are more brushes, so you can try to use the other brushes, entirely up to you, but I like to demo with the line brush here. So I take it to about 18% or 20% and 100%, and then I use the color picker. This is our drawing canvas on the second half. The top half is the reference image. So if you use the color picker while you're here, you're only going to pick white because this is your canvas, right? Think of it like a tracing paper that you can control the amount of the reference image that you can see all the way to the right and left here. So now let's take the color picker and pick these colors. So every time I'm picking the colors from that, that's all I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to do something very interesting. I'm going to keep this drawing canvas because this is easier for me without zooming in to this drawing. Okay, you can use your fingers and your stylus. At the moment I have my stylus on. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just picking the colors. Why am I doing that? Because there's so many tones on these clouds shape. You may not know it, but if you look at it carefully, the reason why people can make good drawings is because they can tune into these tones and apply it to the tools they have, just like we're applying the tools here. Can you see it? There's a lighter cloud here, so I'm deliberately picking that up. Color picker, and then pick up. Color picker, pick out. Yeah. I was talking to my daughter about this method of painting, and apparently she says I do it all the time. It's so funny, isn't it? She's 9 years old. And then because she doesn't zoom in as much as I do, I tend to zoom in because I'm a photorealist artist on digital, and you need to know the details, and you can only get the details if you zoom in. And I've got used to the zoom feature, but then I realized that I've improved my techniques over the last few weeks as I've been showing you this, and then I thought I could try something different now. So look what we have here now. We've laid down the sky, okay? Now we're gonna lay down this we haven't quite finished the sky. Let's finish the sky. Don't worry about the smaller bits up to the mountains, okay? Okay, now we've got some of that blue here we need to capture. Okay, now let's take a brush down because we're going to do the mountains, and let's say 6% is good enough. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's putting down the mountains here. And I'm not going to even, I won't try, I'll avoid zooming in as much as I can because I want to show you this so you understand how tones work, yeah? Okay, there you are. So I'm using this style. It might be a good idea for you to invest in a cheap stylus while you can get from Costco, not Costco, from eBay, Amazon. So that's all I'm doing, getting these tones. You see what I'm doing? Just getting these light tones, perfectly light tones. It's light tones here. Just up to the water line here. That's all I'm doing. Just continue to pick the color picker so you get as much tonal details as you can. Okay. We done this bit of the mountain? I think we have. So now this bit of the mountain here. It's really good, improves your drawing strokes. And we're not changing we're not using any of the tools. It's a lovely scene that anyone can draw with a little bit of patience, you know. Okay, and then here, waterline. So let's see what we've got. got something there, isn't it? It's sort of beginning to look like something. We look curved, but nothing. We haven't done anything. We haven't done many of the details, but it's beginning to shape up to something, right? This is like drawing a large painting on your small phone. That's all it is. So whenever you see tonal variation, and also follow this direction of what the colors are doing. You know, there's the line going horizontally, which is the ripples on the lake. So we're just going quickly, and I'm pushing this, starting from the. That's going there. That's all. Just look at that. This is the light that's shimmering from the sky as well. So then once we've done that, you're thinking, well, what can we do afterwards? Well, then we're going to go and keep looking at it, because I want you to become very acute in your appreciation of tones. This really helps us by you selecting the colors from and applying it to your drawing canvas. Look how much we've achieved so far. And then we're going to turn that into a waterscape. That's our job. Huh? Waterscape scene, right? I happen to be somewhere in a place where my cousin lives, and he showed me his house. It's got such beautiful landscape. So I might end up taking some pictures for another session for us to draw, yeah? So you can do a lot, but this is a perfect example. Let's move that out of the way here. So notice these little rocks as well. We're going to shape that up. You'll be surprised with how much improvements you can make, because last couple of drawings I've done involve drawing like this without even having to zoom in. It's amazing what you can do. I thought you needed to zoom in to do all the tiny details, but in reality, since I was getting quite good at this, I didn't have to turn to tools. I was able to pull it off even without zooming, and I felt really good. You can zoom in. There's a zoom feature there, and that's how I used to use it. Okay, let's have a look what we've got. This is not bad, looking quite good, I think. I don't know how you feel, but I think that looks looking good. I was very keen to move into that bush on the left side here, here. I was so keen to move, zoom in, but since the exercise is to see how we can draw with this, without zooming in so you can see the whole thing, then we should carry on doing exactly what we did before. Remember, this is actually helping you several areas of drawing skills. First, improving your drawing stroke. Second, understanding reference and shapes, volume, form. And third, and most important of all, is transferring the tones of the actual drawing. And then as you do more and more of this, you'll become an expert in drawing freehand very easily, much more so than any other method. I've noticed I don't access any tool apart from the color picker, and that's I've retained the same brush, same size for this particular drawing, except that I started off with a bigger brush. So now, it's amazing, isn't it? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to focus on the cloud. How can we improve this cloud? Well, you may think, oh, this is going to be a little tough for me. Very easy. Again, the tool sets Paintology has devised. Shade, it's all you need, 100%. And let's take that to 12%. Watch what happens when I do. I'm on my canvas, completely on my canvas, so I can see what's going on. Just watch. Yeah, because this shading allows you to do exactly what it implies, to shade the sky. Pick the color, darker colors. Right there. And look what's happening. It's beautiful. Shade like lost in the mist. Right, and then time to time, of course, check the you can clear that fire thing if it's blocking the area that you want to shade using this cross section and just color. Okay, everything's been done. So let's take a look to see what the clouds look like. It looks like there's a ripple of clouds going in this direction, and then it's like just following this direction. So we're going to do that. Go on. Look at these clouds. Beautiful, isn't it? This is not on a tablet, it's on our phone. Okay? You'll be surprised with what you can do on a tablet. Don't tell anyone on a phone, don't tell anyone. Let others tell you different. If you want to show them what can be done, you just point them to this. So this one, look at these orange clouds. They're so small. We'll come back to it. These orange clouds, they're so small hanging from after those. So let me just clear out these dark line areas first. Right, just to look at that, these effects, the wool-like effect. It's like clouds, isn't it? Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to tackle that orange. So you guessed it, I'm going to take the brush size really proportionately down, and then not zooming in yet, because these are the colors that are reflected beautifully on the lake. Right? And then I'm going to take it down even more, 4%. So you see how easy it is to follow the method of drawing that I'm showing you, right? I don't want any details. Look at that, even you can have shades of the color. Beautiful, isn't it? And then what's happening here? Let's see what's on that's a dark blue shades of, so we can go back. I move to the right and pick the blue color and just bring it in like that, like low hanging clouds. Yeah, but that's how easy it is to do. Right, look at that. It's almost looking like a sky, isn't it? Now, oh, can you see that beautiful gray? If you don't select it, I'm not zooming in, so it's going to be a hit or miss to get the exact tone. If not, we have to figure out the tone ourselves. But we can get away with this. First, use a bigger brush. Wow, there, look at that. Look at that. There, look at that. Just get these tidied around the mountains, right? Why not? That's it, that's our sky. Look how wonderful the sky is looking. And then we can pick some of that blue. If we want to keep it, you can, little bits of it. But just let's diffuse it for now. There. So now we're back to the mountain again. And this time, we've got the small brushes, which is give us excellent control over details of that mountain. So now we're not going to switch to the brush. The brush just totally makes sense. We're going to switch to the line brush. Yeah, because it's got higher opacity. So now I'm going to carry the density down to 70%. And now watch what happens. I'm going to switch back and forth between my drawing and the mountain top to just adding details. Just these tiny details that didn't look right there. And then keep picking the brush. Keep picking the colors, going back to your drawing because the lighter color shows up. The horizon is, you can see there. Oops, I picked the sky color. That's what happened here. So let's get out of that. Let's pick. Oops, slight lag here. No worries. Okay, let's forget to save it. We don't want to lose all this work, right? Wait. Yeah, so I'm actually working on a prototype. Some of you already know that I'm working on a prototype app that we're testing for some very rare issues that appear in some. Okay, so we got that. Wait. Okay. And now I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. I forgot to save it. Luckily, otherwise all that work is wasted, isn't it? So, okay, so now I'm going to go quickly through this. So look at that one. That's hitting the area down here. That one. Okay, and then that color, that mountain at the back. There. Right, okay. And then have we got anything? We're just trying to get away with the minimum as possible. That mountain goes through there. And then we could just form the cusp of the mountain. And then what colors do we have here? I think this density is a bit high, so I'm going to take it to 40%. And you've got to experiment with this. Don't tell me, I'm not going to give you every little tiny detail. You have to practice with this, and then you have the ability to practice with something, the same common. Okay. There, look at the mountains now shaping up. It's more in line with what we want. So add a few colors, lighter color that appears, and now add this here, there. See that? That gives a shape. Okay, now let's add this light green, this very light green passage that sits above this crest of hills. I'm going to go through there, okay? Now we're going to pick that green one and just lift it up. Don't worry about getting the exact shape. Right, just giving the illusion that there is. That's it. That's it. And then how far does this come down? It doesn't really come down that much. It comes down to the water level about here. Okay, that's all we're doing. And now this one. See, this is quite dense, this greenery. So I'm going to increase the density. That's where the density comes in, and take it down. So now you can see some real techniques that work here. Look at that. See? See what I mean? I'm doing a bit of scribbling. I've been looking forward to this because it's a technique that I don't normally use, but I've decided I'm going to adopt it in the class, in the live stream. Again, here, see? Don't worry about getting the details, and use your color palette to good effect to get the shapes and the shrubbery. Okay, don't spend too much time, just get a feel for it. And then look at that. See that green area? Green shrubbery, and it's light. That's showing that's the perimeter of that green bush, right? And then it gets dark, and then there's light spots of that green there. Can you see it? That's what I'm doing. This is the unique method. And there's a mountain top there, which we can, so just adding some of this mountain top, you know, the ridges, look, giving it some illusion. And then here there's a darker area of the mountain there. Oops. There. All right, so this is what we've got so far, and it's shaping to be very good, wouldn't you say? Right there. Let's actually save this, because remember I told you I have testing the prototypes. I'm going to save it and open it up again so I can continue with the drawing. Okay, so I have to report anything that I find back to the developer. You know, this is the way development of the app works. So okay, my paintings, and then I'm going to open up that drawing, and this is where we are. Yeah, where we left off. Yeah. Okay, so now I've cleared the cache, and I'm looking at the image. I'm thinking, what else? Oh, look at that beautiful field there. But let's go through the color palette and then just form the details of this trees, these bushes. Right, that's all we're doing. Look, it's creating the effects of bushes. Let's use our own color palette. Yeah, the color palette there. Isn't that wonderful what you can do with tones? Right, and now, look at that. And this is your world that you're creating, so you can decide what to do. I'm trying to replicate what I can see there. Okay, just the illusion of detail, nothing more. I want to get away with the minimum. I'm a bit of a sucker for that. Remember, we have the density high. I want to take it down just a tad more. This is where I'm not going to be able to tell you why. You have to go with the actual reference image here and ask yourself, will this density setting work? See these ones? These are bushes so close to the water level. I'm going to just create the illusion there. And then another green color. just giving the illusion color there. See that? And now we can see what we have here. We haven't got a very simple line of that, but we can add some details. No, that didn't quite go right. So I'm going to undo this. There, just keeps that notch there. And then what we have here, we've got these brushes here. These are coming in to the closer to that perimeter. And then when you come near to the border, pay some more attention, just like Bob Ross did with his waterscape scenes. As he got, and then he would add his famous water lines there. Just adding the textures. So all there is textures. Right now, got this. So you can spend obviously more time than me. This texture, and then we get that beautiful orange glow that's coming out. And if you're not getting the color, just pick a color adjacent to it. And just that's it. Okay, I think we did it. All right, and now let's go to the tree, the bush line. Right, good. Okay, and then what do we got here? We've got some. Let's take, because it's the water line, it's going to be less. It's going to be more defocused. Let's take it up a bit. Defocus, so it's taking the density down. So it's good. The opacity isn't that much, yeah. Giving the illusion of. Okay, can you see it? There. And then some of these colors there. This is what happens when you know a couple of brushes and the opacity. Opacity is not even talked about by artists. It's because they don't refine their techniques. They talk about a lot about the art. The problem is artists don't have the time to talk about the techniques. Teachers don't have the time to practice as much. So it becomes a little bit problematic for people who want to learn, right? There. You see that? There. See these dense colors? I'm going to go in a horizontal line to capture this, just going over and over again. Capture the illusion. And look at this beautiful haze. A little bit of a haze on that light. Okay, this is what tonal colors are. This is a drawing done on a phone, and it looks like you used a huge canvas, doesn't it? Right? So we've done that, and then we could use the same tonal values, and take that, giving the illusion of water. Look how far this comes out. This is just a little bit magical, isn't it? The water. Okay. There, see that? Okay, and now we're going to do this here. Just create the shape. See how we captured the bushes at the back, right? Just by a few strokes. And then we can capture a break line in the gap there. right there. And then what colors are these? That's perfect. So if you're not getting it, increase the density. And then what we have here, we have the adjacent, these colors coming out just right. Okay, and then here, again, those ripples as those are the ones we want to capture the foreground here. And what have we got here? Got this dark patch of wood that's on land, and we're just trying to transfer that there. It's sort of shaping up to be quite good. And then what we have on the right, this going with my pen, illusion. So all we're doing, creating illusion with the techniques shown here, yeah? So we got that. Now what we can do is this is working out to be perfectly as I thought, because I've already tested this out in a previous drawing. So you're welcome to check it out. Oops, that's too bright. Okay. So what colors do we have? Let's have a look. Might have to do another saving again. So, oops. We got that color. All right, there. Okay. So it's not quite as I would like it, but it's a good start. Get this shimmering, the water, you know, we captured the water we have. If we capture this color, take that down and do those lines, we could almost say that we have captured some of the water, you know, see that? Then maybe go up a bit and then density down. Watch. See that, how easy that is? Right, it looks like a bush, but we haven't quite done it. And the reason why it looks like a bush is because we haven't carried these to be a ripple. Yeah, there. And see how that would change that. Right, so what are we doing for time? Let's have a look. So I'm going to actually do something interesting. Why don't we carry this onto the next one of the tutorial, okay? So the next one is coming up, so please do join me, and I'm going to finish this drawing on the next one, okay? So the next one is coming up right now, and I'm going to do that in about a few minutes. I believe it is. Let's have a look. Let me have a look to see if it is coming up. $1,400 actually, 12:30. So we've got another half an hour left. So this one will be coming up soon. But what I would like is to carry this on. So I'm going to stop here. It's an hour we've done. And I would do really encourage you to join me in the next session coming up in half an hour, so you can get ready for that, and we'll finish this drawing, because this is so valuable to understanding tones, and so helpful for you to appreciate how you can make great drawings on your phone, just like this, using the trace method. And then soon you'll begin to understand more about the techniques of art, the pens, how they operate. You saw me that I didn't venture out of the line brush except for the sky. When I did that sky, and it's such a record time, isn't it? So easy. You could do the same as well. And then continued with the line brush, but with smaller brushes, and working with a very small, what seems to be a small canvas, but nevertheless still pulling it off. This could be a land. You can see here, it could be a land. We could turn that into a land. Why not? You know, like a field, yeah? Could. It doesn't look like the water like here, but it could be a land. We'll do that, okay? We will do that in the next one, and then I have to finish this area of here as well. Okay, this one is this area, and then I'll show the foreground, and we're done. And I look forward to seeing you. So please subscribe. Look forward to seeing you in the next live session. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.